ladies and gentlemen, today we're taking a look at the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yes, I finally watched it. Like everyone else, I was skeptical whether this would actually be a decent movie. I actually can't think of a movie that was mainstream that has had this much sort of animosity around it, this much lack of expectation. You know what I mean? The expectations were in the bin for this movie, mainly because of three reasons. Illumination Studios, the Minions production line, was producing it, and they haven't produced a decent movie since Despicable Me 1. And then Nintendo, someone who's famously strict with their IPs and would probably, if the movie flopped, never license one of their IPs to a movie again. And then the cast. Of course, Star-Lord as Mario, which I don't know what they were thinking with that one, and most people didn't. And then Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was the one for me. I was like, bro, what's going on? What's going on? But I can firmly say, I think Dinosaur Boy, Jurassic Park Boy, did a decent job as Mario. I couldn't really tell it was him, which is good. Like, it wasn't just his voice with Mario skin around it, which is nice. Seth Rogen, on the other hand, I mean, it was fine, but they, of course, had to add his annoying laugh in there, bro. Like, I guess that's the only remotely entertaining thing about Seth Rogen in the last fucking 15 years is that he has this iconic laugh, which isn't funny to me, at least. It never really has been, and I had to give Donkey Kong that laugh. Kind of annoyed me, but it is what it is. They were fine. The rest of the cast was very good, though. I think every other person in it was excellent. The voice acting was good. I also think this movie was a great representation of the Mario verse. You know what I mean? It wasn't just an IP taken for the entertainment of children and kind of ruined. I mean, we've seen that before with other movies. I'm not like a Mario expert. I've played some of the games. I didn't grow up with it like a lot of people did. The first Mario game I played was, I think, Mario Kart DS. I also played Mario Party DS. Like, that was the first introduction to Nintendo I had, was the DS. And then I had the Wii. I played like Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that, and I started to get into Mario from that. But I wouldn't say I'm the biggest Mario fan, but I would say this is a pretty good representation of the Marioverse. It had enough Easter eggs in there and enough lore in there, if you will, like throwbacks to the games. Like, there was callbacks like Mario Kart, Smash Bros, Luigi's Mansion, stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. You see Mario platforming, and it was just a really nice representation of the games, which I thought was really nice and really entertaining. Also, the music from this game, they kind of took the music from the games, and reinvented it a little bit, which was really cool to see. All of the Mario music was good, and then for some reason they had to add in, your generic pop music of like "Take on Me" and "I Need a Hero." It was good in Shrek 2 like 20 years ago, but we need some new invention. You can't keep using the same music over and over again. There was AC/DC in this, bro. Why was AC/DC in a Mario movie? Why were there songs in here? Like, you'd think this was a fucking Thor movie, bro. But hey, I guess it has Star-Lord in it, so there is that. But yeah, this movie's actually been a resounding success, I think. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I think this maybe opens up like Nintendo potentially letting some of their other IPs get movies. Like, maybe we'll get like a Zelda movie, Metroid. They have some really iconic, great titles I would love to see. They're probably going to make another Mario movie if it prints money. Of course they will. But let's get into the characters and story and talk about that and talk about the good and bad things of that. So, in terms of it, Mario and Luigi are actually Italian in this, are actually like Italian American in this. I don't know like the actual lore of Mario and their family. They kind of gave them that background that they were plumbers in the real world, and then they end up going to the Mario verse, I guess, and they end up meeting a bunch of Toads and Princess Peach and stuff like that, which is interesting, I guess, which is cool. Like, this movie isn't super deep in terms of the story and stuff like that. You're not going to get intense character development and character moments. It's more of a fun, quick-paced movie, which I haven't seen for a long time. A lot of movies these days, they want to be 2.5 hours long. Just way too long. It's been so long since I've watched a movie that was like an hour, 30 minutes. And it was so refreshing because it was a great hour and 30 minutes of entertainment. For once, I wasn't sitting there falling asleep at the midway point because there were so many scenes in there that didn't need to be there. This one, everything made sense. They didn't like waste time like with bogus interactions between the characters. Like, Mario just shows up, he meets Peach, and then there is no like vetting out stage where they lock him up and think he's some kind of traitor or some shit. It was like, oh cool, let's just move on with the story, bro. Which was actually fun, which was actually cool. Also, I would keep in mind that this movie is actually for kids. Like, you have to remember that it's Illumination Studios 1 and it's Mario. It's a movie made for families. It's very family friendly. Just keep that in mind as well. Like, that's something I just thought about. Like, there's probably issues that arise from that, but you have to overlook it. A few things that I didn't particularly like about the story was the fact that Luigi kind of got sidelined. Like, I don't see why they sidelined him so hard, and he just gets captured by Bowser, and he just has no involvement in the story. Basically, I think they could have just let him go along with Mario. It would have been no different. Usually Peach is the one that's captured, but she was kind of more a badass warrior role in this one, which you take that as you will. I didn't think it was that bad. It was all right. it was cool to see a different dimension to a character. I just think, why couldn't they just let Luigi tag along? There was no need for him to be captured. It didn't change the movie whatsoever. Another thing that I found really odd in this movie is, for some reason, Bowser is this ultimate simp. Like, like he's just in love with Peach. I don't know if that's something that's from the games or if that's something they've invented for this. Like, for some reason, he's just in love with Princess Peach, and he wants to marry her. And it's really weird that he's such a, like, he's literally a prototypical simp, bro. Like, that's what he is. He's so intimidating, and then his character just has this weird. He's just in love with a woman he's never met. It's very strange. I didn't understand it. I was so confused at that. You know, I'm not sure why that was his arc, but it was what it is. What it is. It did lead into some hilarious moments though. I'm not gonna lie, with Bowser and his little Koopa magic Koopa guy, but yeah, it is what it is. I know they alluded to a bit of romance between Mario and Peach, but this is the first movie in a long time where there wasn't a forced love story, bro. Like, I feel like every movie I've watched in the last 2 years, they try and force some weird love story in there, and it kind of just derails the movie. Like, one reason why, for me, Top Gun Maverick, which is a movie that everyone unanimously seemed to love, for me, it was one of those movies where I was like, oh, it's kind of annoying because they kind of just insert this weird love interest for Tom Cruise's character midway through the movie, and it kind of just derails it. You know what I mean? It just takes away valuable screen time from the actual story. This one, they didn't have that. It was just fun Mario hijinks. It was just a fun movie overall. Overall, I would definitely watch this movie again. It was entertaining. It's nice and short. It's everything you would want from a Mario movie. Like I said, a great representation. It will make you smile. Like, the references, if you've ever played a Mario game, I'll definitely say you watch it. You know, if you want to watch something with your family, this is a great movie to watch. Yeah, for me, overall, I would give this a 7 out of 10. Solid movie. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, if you guys have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got for you today. I'll see you all next time.